song are not necessarily connected in any thought, voice, or passage. Therefore, it is entitled Miscellaneous Ad-Libs about self-supported excursions around the world, or trials and tribulations of the dreaded BYU boy missionary. Sometimes it's referred to as the BYU National Anthem. Put it on the horns now. Missionaries from BYU, they all swim all day in their Sunday best suit. Supervising elder says don't swim like that, so now they all swim in their tie and hat. Hey, hey. Now what you think of that? BYU having lots of fun. I never thought that I'd be the one. My missionary call came very soon. Soon I was under an African moon, teaching Wyatt and Beluga tribesmen not to drink coffee or tea, or not to puff on a cigarette, or not to riot upon Sunday. Don't do the stomp on Sunday. Well, I was teaching gospel to cannibals in the land where it gets mighty hot. I found out just what it was like teaching the gospel from inside a pot. Hey, hey, hey. Hard to keep my flannel board dry. Oh, here comes a sad verse. Try to think now. Well, I was teaching gospel across the sea. Oh, my lover said she'd be faithful to me. When I said farewell, there were millions of tears, and sure enough, I got a letter each and every year. For those of you who are familiar with church vocabulary, of course, you know that the wards in the smaller areas are referred to only as branches. And in even the less populous areas, these are affectionately referred to by the missionaries as twigs. And it's in the twigs that the missionary can experience rather spiritually and emotionally uplifting circumstances such as, well, I was teaching gospel in Arkansas. 2 long years there I spent, and I found out just what it was like being Relief Society president. Hey, hey, hey. They had a very small twig. Just a word of explanation before we get on into the last verse. It deals with the activities of returned missionaries on dates at BYU and the requirements and stipulations that are placed upon them as they come back to BYU. How would you feel if you'd been at arm's length, untouched, for 2.5 years and suddenly were surrounded by 8 or 10 or 12 or 14,000 mad, panting, missionary-seeking, marriage-conscious, completely out of hand, beautiful BYU programs? Returns to BYU, he takes his girl to a show or two. She says, honey, why you look that way? He says, it's been 5 months, 3 weeks, and 7 days. Hey, hey, hey. That sounds like 6 months. In conclusion, I say, hot posting. I was reading a diary written by the Mormon pioneer baby of mine. Well, we told that woman that she better keep moving, for the mob was coming, and they don't like Mormons. Take that baby, wrap it in some cloth. This is one river that the Mormons gotta cross. There was a lot of grief on the other side. The biting, chilling, freezing wind caused that baby to die. The earth was frozen. They couldn't break the ground. They had to seal that baby in a wooden box and just lay it down on the ground behind them. That woman cried for her child 7 days. In the middle of the 7th night, she stole a horse and rode away. Every man in the party searched and gave her up for dead. She'd been lost. They knew she'd lost her head. The story is true. She'd been told. But an answered prayer is worth more than gold. Only the good Lord knows where some answers hide. But that woman rode back. Her little baby was alive.
My name's Jose.
One day as I was eating ice cream at the Wilkinson Center, she was sitting there giving me looks that turned my ice cream to water. Started walking her way, my companion jumped in the way. You fool, the mission rules, he muttered as I heard her say, hey, 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 come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong, come a little bit closer. I'm all alone, and the night is so long. One more time. Hey, well, she wanted to dance in her arms, they looked so inviting. I resisted, though twisted so bad that I started crying. Then I heard my companion say, uh-oh, supervising elders on his way. Uh-oh. And I knew, yes I knew I should run when I heard her say, hey, 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 come a little bit closer, you're my kind of man. So big and so strong, come a little bit closer. I'm all alone, and the night is so long. One more time. Well, then the music stopped and I looked, the center was empty. I could hear my supervising elder say, "Man, you're in trouble plenty." So I dropped my Book of Mormon from my hand, laid down my flannel board and ran. But when I turned to see, there was she with my S.E. Hey, 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 come a little bit closer, my kind of man. So big and so strong, come a little bit closer. I'm all alone, and the night is so long. One more time. Do it again. Young Helaman sat listening, as Elma his father told of things he had done in his youth. He said, Helaman, behold, the things I tell to you are true, and if my words you'll heed, the Lord our God will prosper you and remember you in time of need. When I was a young man, my father named Elma, you'll recall, he was the prophet, and his friend Mosiah was king over all. Mosiah's sons named Omner, Himni, Ammon, and Aaron. They four and I did take the path we felt to be most daring. We traveled widely in the kingdom. They knew us everywhere. Wherever we walked and wherever we talked, we were followed by the people most fair. And we led them all to destruction, not caring who's to pay. Till long we'd talked and God we mocked, and then we had our day. An angel spoke as if with thunder. The ground shook, we felt it tremble. We cast our eyes up to the skies. We tried to assemble. The angel looked upon me, and he spoke of my destruction. It was so frightening to me I could not stand, nor look in his direction. This trembling finally overcame me so I felt immovable with fear. And 3 full days have passed before my brethren fasting here caused God to allow me to stand again. And then I told of bitter pains from realizing I'd caused to sin those who would have served the Lord that reigns. And Helaman, Elma continued, all who were ever created must pay with bitter tears for all the years they do not walk Heavenly Father's way.
Did you hear the story about the elder in California who saw an angel? It's a true story. 2 Two humble elders in the testimony war pulled up to a stop sign to pray to the Lord. While sitting on their 10 speeds, they expected further light and knowledge to appear. All of a sudden, the air was filled with a powerful roar. Their hearts went still, and while sitting on those 10 speeds, they were surrounded by the aroma of beer. Off to the left, over to the right, a local motorcycle club full of Budweiser Light decided to test these two Utah greenies with a six-pack of fun. The biggest old boy they called Big Starley sort of crossed their path with his big Harley, and he said, "This Bud's for you," to elder number one. After you show us how much you can hold, you're gonna sing that little song about the plates of gold. And then you're gonna tell us how come your mommy dresses you so funny in all that lacy pink. Well, there were 30 of them, and the elders were just two, and a 10-speed against the Harley just wouldn't do. But those elders had to get something going fast or learn to drink. Then elder number two did some laying on of the hands. His big Samoan fist came crashing down on that can, and he stomped that Bud flat with a single stomp of his shiny wingtip shoe. He set up his flannel board and said about those plates, "I'm going to tell you a story, Starley. It's really great. Furthermore, Starley, the story I'm going to tell you is true." Well, eye to eye, nose to nose, the elder told the angel about the plates of gold, and neither one of them boys had time to blink an eye. Nobody knows in the testimony war just when a revelation's coming or what for, but something caught that angel on fire and he began to cry. Now Starley's on a mission in the testimony war. He traded in his Harley for a flannel board, and now Starley's favorite line is, "For all you do, this book's for you."
Pretty good. This song is very strange. Every time I sing it, half the audience is crying and the other half is laughing their head off. And I guess it all depends on what kind of experiences you've had in your life. Round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel. It's early morning on your mission. There's a dizzy way you feel. You got a triple combination, and her letters by your bed. Gotta force yourself to wishing you weren't by her side instead. There's a love within you dancing, and you can't help what you feel. And you wonder if it's possible for 2 years to conceal all the images that unwind of the one love of a kind in the windmills of your mind. Are 2 years just a funnel or a tunnel leading home? But to force yourself to praying that you can leave the phone alone. If controlling is the answer, then where is your control? Is she a devil or you a man, sir? And what about the souls of the people? Are they ready? Or will 2 years be a waste? These are the biggest problems that you've ever had to face as those images unwind of the one love of a kind in the windmills of your mind. I see somebody crying, knocking hands while you're attracting, knocking words within your head. How did 2 years pass so quickly? Was it something that she said? There's a love within you burning. Will her true love be the same? For the questions in you yearning, you're leaving friends behind again. Her picture is standing on your suitcase, and the fragments of that hymn. Put your shoulder to the wheel, elder, you'll see her soon again. When you knew that it was over, you were suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair, like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel. Now did you love her once for certain? Were your emotions really real? For now she's bringing down the curtain. She introduces you to him, and she tells you that she's married now, and how wonderful it's been. Smiling to recover all the things you hide inside, and the only thing that saves you are those people dressed in white at the font in your memory, dripping wet from head to toe. And the one thing that you know, if you were called again, you'd go. You'd go round like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel. Did you love her once for certain? Were your emotions really real? For now she's bringing down the curtain. She introduces you to him, and she tells you that she's married now. You start talking to yourself.
Good morning, Mr. Kimball. It's so very nice to see you. I've been standing in the rain, I can hardly bear the pain, but I had to shake your hand. I hope I'm not a bother, I just lost my father, and I saw you on my TV, looking straight down at me, and I heard you say you loved me, and I really got to know. Say it, or is it really so? Well, now you are quite a young man. It's a privilege to shake your hand, young man. Shouldn't stand here in the storm, so come on in where it's warm. Maybe you can tell me more. He continued, Mr. Kimball. My 10 years slid into a thimble, but my daddy's gone away. What can a 10-year-old boy say? Why can't I go and be with him? To play ball with me, he was liked by all my friends. Mom really tried to help him, it was hardest in the end. So Spencer Kimball stood up near this young man, and he placed on his head both his pure hands, and he blessed him with a tear that the Lord would take his fear and turn it into faith. Then the little boy returned to his home. He hugged his little sis and picked up the phone. Called his working mom and said words that made her cry, not with hurt but more with pride. He said, good morning, Mom, I love you. I'm so awfully glad to have you. Mom, when you get home, I'll try to be a big man in your eyes. I'll help you lengthen out your stride. Mr. Ken.
Have you ever felt so all alone? Not a soul cared who you are. Standing by your window, you transfix your gaze on a solitary star. You told yourself it was not real, but your heart could not conceal it, so here when you let it go. Friendship overwhelmed you when you found out that all around you angels were hiding in the breeze. Angels putting you at ease. La 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 la. Have you ever felt like you could see 1,000 miles or maybe more? Standing on a mountain top as you watched the sunset sit on a distant shore. You told yourself it was not real, but your heart could not conceal it, so and when you let go, friendship overwhelmed you when you found out that all around you angels were hiding in the breeze. Angels putting you at ease. La 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 You told yourself it was not real, but your heart could not conceal it, so ever you let go. Friendship overwhelmed you when you found out that all around you angels were hiding in the breeze. Angels putting you at ease. La 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 la.
Lady love, I'm surrounded by all kinds of broken schemes. Lady of sorrows, your tomorrows you realize with me.
can never be what you dream. You have laid down the crown to go where no angel would tread. You were worth all of the kingdom, and you have chosen me instead. This is a crazy situation. My music keeps me on the road, like a starry constellation. Your love will light my way back home. But how can anyone so perfect stare at the dark sky for so long? With your arms outstretched and calling for your lost sheep to come home. Lady love, how I love my lady love. Lady love, how I love my lady love. Can you see me tonight? I'll fly alone through the dark sky, so I can be by your side. This is a crazy situation. My music keeps me on the road, like starry constellation. Your love will light my way back home. But how can anyone so perfect stare at that dark sky for so long? With your arms outstretched and calling for your lost sheep to come home. Lady love, how I love my lady love. Lady love, how I love my lady love. Lady love, how I love my lady love.
peace it brings like oceans of butterflies like carriages made only of wine and mist. To all the broken soldiers, weary from the battle with your darkest foe. Angels in chorus band, mighty anthems fill the wind and softly sways your soul. Softly sways your soul. To all the broken hearted, I raise an anthem to the wind, 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 wind. Wind is not just wind, my friend, it's the passing by of him who said, in your darkest hour I'll come to you, and come he did. Wind blown, wind tossed, thinking all was lost. You left the ground, yes, but you're heaven bound. Wind alone, my friend, can do all of this. It's the spirit of peace, your one true friend, the footprint that never left the sand. Shores of time record a pair of tracks that only one was there the day he carried you. The day he carried you. To all the broken hearted, I raise an anthem to the wind, 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 wind. Wind is like a river of cool water flowing down. It baptizes my memory with its welcome kiss. Peace it brings like oceans of butterflies like carriages made only of wine and mist. It's the spirit of peace, your one true friend, the footprint that never left the sand. The shores of time record a pair of tracks that only one was there the day he carried you. The day he carried you. To all the broken hearted, I raise an anthem to the wind, 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 wind,
Tell the truth and shine a light. You gotta let that gospel shine. Tell the truth and shine the light. If you're a friend of mine, shine it hard. Shine a light now. Shine it bright now. Shine, let it shine. Shine a light. Shine a light. Shine a light. Both day and night. Shine a light. Shine a light. Shine a light right now, now, now. Tell the truth, shine a light. Let that gospel shine. Tell the truth, shine a light. If you're a friend of mine, shine hard. Shine it on now. Shine it on. Shine a light. Shine a light. Shine a light both day and night, now, now. Shine hard. shine the light right now.